And I'm going to take you a little bit on a little bit of the tour of the Lascaux Cave virtual tour here. And you can, I have the website for this somewhere in the course. So if you're interested in more, you can do that. But one of the things I wanted to really work with you on or discuss with you is how this is well lighted for us. All right, you can see it really well. However, when these were painted, look how narrow this is. Okay, when this was painted, there was no lights in here. The lights they had was torches and these little bitty oil lamps that they made out of shells with animal fat in it, and they burned that to get the lighting in there. And people stood on, they made scaffolding because they found the holes in the wall where the scaffolding was put in. Think about crawling through here without any lights, but just torches. Think about how it flickers and how that's going to make those animals look like they're moving. It's almost like a strobe ball when a torch will flicker. So you get that strobe effect where things look like they're moving. Think about how inaccessible this is. It's really hard to get in here. This is not where they lived. This was someplace else. So that you have to remember that when you're looking at these things and you're looking at the different eras, you want to remember the technology they had. Okay, in this case, their technology was scaffolding, oil lamps, torches, and using their hands and animal brushes. You know, they'd use maybe some fur that they wrapped around a stick, or they would use, a stick with ferns on it or grass and stuff to paint. They had to grind up minerals to do this, to do these paints, which is why you have only 3 or 4 colors in here. Because at that time, those were the only colors they had, and they were the easiest ones to grind up and to use. They would spit on it. You mixed it with a little bit of spit, water, to make it paint, to grind up the stuff to make it paint. This is what their technology was. So putting that into context makes this so much more remarkable. Okay, one of the reasons people think it must have to do with hunter magic or some sort of shamanism or some sort of religious or ceremonial things is because this is not where they lived. This is inside, way deep inside these cave systems. They had to crawl through here to get there. And so when would they have done this? And this is not the work of one artist or 2 artists. This is the work of many artists, many, many people having done this. So you have to realize that these are this is over centuries, different centuries and stuff. And so it took a while to get there. It took a while to be in there. So it took a while to make all these paintings and stuff. So we don't want that. We wanted to have the Altamira, caves. There we go. So when you're looking at these different caves and cave paintings and stuff, you have to, again, realize where they're living, put it in the context of the people that were there. What was their culture like? What did their technology was like? How were they able to do these things? And then you can sort of start to see and really understand and remember why and how, and be able to define some of these things. Okay, so that's what you're looking at when you're looking at art history, is you're looking at the people that made these things, even if we don't know who the artist was. All right, this represents a culture. They represent people that actually lived and worked at those time frames. So that's one reason why art history is so important. So hopefully this will give you a little more insight into some of the cave paintings and give you something to remember as you go forward about remembering about the different eras and the techniques and what the work what that went into doing these artworks were and why. Okay, so that's the crux of art history.